hair is woolly, my back is strong.
And welcome to another episode of Tech Hour. I'm your host, Simone Smith Bean, and today I have an amazing guest with us. She's a rehab specialist since 2011. She's here to talk to me today about how technology changes the way we do business. Welcome to the show, Tinee Furbert. Hi, Tinee.
Hi, Simone. A pleasure to be here talking about this topic in this forum. Um, so it's great to see you.
It's great to see you as well, my love. I'm so happy that you can join us today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an amazing topic.
Yes.
I wanted to have somebody here who can really delve deep into how technology changes the way we do business. And because technology is continuously changing so fast,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's an important topic, especially for business owners and for entrepreneurs and for persons who are just starting in the technology field. So thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about how technology has changed the way you do business in your career. You are a rehab specialist and you've been in the business since 2011. How
Mm-hmm.
have you seen things change in your industry since you started?
Absolutely. So when I started, and I'd like to declare my interest as well, I'm also a buyer and a consultant for a medical supply company in Bermuda. And I just remember so many years ago when I started, the only sort of forum that we used to interact with people was by email. Today, now people can reach us on email. They can reach us on Twitter. They can reach us on Instagram. They can reach us on Facebook. So there are many different sorts of mediums that our customers can reach out to us. The other piece is that since COVID, and when everyone was either in lockdown or quarantine, people still needed access to supplies. And so, what then became something for us to focus on was our e-commerce side, because of COVID, medical conditions did not go away. They still remained the same, and people still required services and product. And so we had to be more vigilant with our emails, be more vigilant with those requests that we got on Facebook and Instagram. And then we also further developed our website. Um, However, with the website, what became challenging is what sorts of things do we keep on the on the web page, on the website for e-commerce? Because we have probably over 15,000 items in inventory. And so to try to make the shopping experience for our customers a little bit more easier, you would have to know what sort of product to choose to make that shopping experience a little bit more easier for the customer. So there have been a lot of changes, but it's also been greater access, right? So persons no longer have to come to your brick and mortar to come in to shop, even though they still like that experience today. The other piece as well is being able to respond to clients a little bit more rapidly than you once were able to. So again, with the mediums of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, people can send you a message and you can respond through those mediums. Um, but I do know there are some e-commerce sites as well where you can be on the web page surfing and you can also liaise and collaborate with a client by providing a response while they're actually shopping. So that I'm sure is very helpful to clients, particularly when they have, and in the medical supply industry, when they have specific questions about whether or not they think that a product would be helpful or not.
Certainly, I think social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram have really become one of those go-to places for you to connect with customers. I find that a lot of businesses are now focusing heavily on even promoting their websites through those social media platforms, so that you have a quick Bitly link and you can
Mm-hmm.
straight to sell. So your sales and your interactions are being transacted
Yeah.
right on social media or connected through social media to get that. So are you finding that your clients are connecting with you more when your presence is out there in social media, or are you seeing that your clients are still using the traditional email route to reach out to you? Where are you seeing your clients move to as far as their technology platforms are concerned?
So I do believe that clients, when what's good, if you see a product and you know that it's available, then you're more um, inclined to purchase right away. So if you can go have a link to a shopping site, then that just makes it all the more easier and the access is greater. But some clients still like to just surf and see what's available, and they still want to be able to feel and see. And so they'll come into the establishment to actually have a feel and see of the particular product. But I think now with the age that we're in, the technology age that we're in, people want to be able to make decisions a lot quicker. And I believe that IT has afforded them the opportunity to have that access.
Absolutely. I think that even when I commerce, or when I think about how readily available products can need to be, I
Mm-hmm.
try. Everybody wants everything now, and so having it on, if you see a product usually advertised on social media, you can click on a link to take you straight to purchase that product.
Mm-hmm.
It actually transform your connection with the customer and purchasing the product a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
so it's really important for businesses when they're expanding into these spaces, how to really present themselves on social media and also have that easy, quick transition for sales. And then you see, like you say, increase in business and people wanting things right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so recently, there were lots of conversations on how social media can be used to expand your business, but there's so much drawbacks from being on social media. So sometimes people no longer engage in those platforms. But how do you think it's going to be able to really transition with the new buyers that are coming into market, like the younger generation?
And it's interesting you say that because I was on Instagram the other day and I was looking and I was like, wow, these aren't the usual sort of posts that I see. And just remembering that those sort of platforms operate off of frequency, right? And so it is important to post so that your followers can actually be kept abreast and can continue to see the sorts of things that are being offered. Um, so it definitely plays a huge role in keeping your customers in the view of what your page, is doing, and the frequency also allows for customers to always take note of your business or what it is that you're selling. So it's very important. It's very key. Um, in the way that we do business today.
I agree. So also, there's another aspect to your business, which is keeping abreast of all of the items that you guys have and manage. What
Hmm.
type of technologies do you use to maintain your inventory and to, advise when things are low? Major companies like Walmart and Target are using some programs that, as soon as something is sold, it immediately is connecting with their buyer and indicating to them what things should be purchased and what is missing. How do you keep up with inventory, and then transitioning into buying and ensuring that you stay in stock with items?
Well, that's a good question because that is also something that has changed here recently, where the point of sale sort of systems are now cloud based. And so you're able to even liaise with companies even outside of your own country to manage a point of sale industry for you. And so this point of sale system that we have, again, it's cloud based. We can get people to stream in on our site if we're having any technical difficulties. But also, it manages our inventory, it manages when supplies are low, when we need to order, it manages rentals, it manages POs. It can do all of that stuff just and with an inventory of 15,000 plus, which is huge. Those sorts of inventory or point of sale programs are vital in making your business work. The other thing that I wanted to mention as well, because if you think about it, even how we get receipts today. So before you used to be able to just get a paper receipt. Now you're asked whether or not you want it emailed to you or whether or not you want a paper copy. And so that sort of a customer exchange piece is key, because now you go to a store, they say, what's your email? They put in your email. And so then you're able to stay in contact with your clientele with new merchandise, new products, or or just sending a Merry Christmas or a good day sort of message to them as well. So that is key, also to be able to have a medium where you're able to collect your client's contact information easily. We used to also have in the store sort of like a computer screen keyboard where they could key in their contact information, even if they didn't purchase anything as well. It's good to have.
Oh, for sure. Having that client information at the tip of your finger, the tip of your finger, is so important when trying
Mhm.
to at least express what's happening with your business. Allowing clients to know what sales are coming up, or if any events are happening, or what's new in the store. That's how you also are able to keep up. So I could see the sales happening, and people engaging, and always staying abreast of what's new. Besides, besides using the normal channels like commercials and things of that nature.
Mhm.
And artificial intelligence has also come about in recent years, and that is an emerging technology. How do you think machine learning influences decision making processes within the organization that you work in? And how best do you find the tools that have been available to you in order to manage those things?
So I would have to say that I'm still fortunate in being able to not have to use AI as much, but I do foresee it coming. Meaning, particularly in the medical or rehab field, where we're now able to use platforms like Zoom to do assessments, right, with the client right in their home, where they don't have to come in, or we have be Zoom meetings with persons all over the globe, so that they could get our expertise that way. But I do see it coming. We're using AI to someone just list what their sort of symptoms or characteristics are, and then AI making a recommendation in regards to what would be a suitable piece of equipment for them. So yeah, I predict that to happen.
Absolutely. I think WebMD is moving very quickly in that direction. And,
Yeah, yeah.
you hear about people self diagnosing all the time and being able to um, engage with technology to find out things about them and what they need, and then easily disseminate that information. And you're so
Mhm.
right about how COVID changed the way we collaborate on teams, especially with us being able to communicate when people are in different locations using digital platforms like Zoom and like
Yeah.
Teams on Microsoft. And so the rise of remote work has really escalated the need to stay abreast with so many new technological platforms and different ways to communicate. But it also narrows the worlds for us as well, doesn't it? It allows us to be able to reach people in very far places around the world, and spread our products and services in a, if you can do it remotely, to
Mm-hmm.
very far reaches, places that we have not been able to service before. And so if somebody
Right.
is like you're in Bermuda, if you have a client in Bermuda and their family member may live somewhere else and they're trying to have them service, you can easily have that Zoom call and provide your service to them and be able to diagnose and assist when they're away, or if they get a diagnosis while they're away, and they can reach out to
Mm-hmm.
you and prepare their house ready for what is needed
Mm-hmm.
when they get
Mm-hmm.
home. So it's true, it's a very important tool for us to be able to continue to support our clients when necessary. And also, how I know with all of the communication that you do, and technology you use, there also is a risk of cybersecurity. How do you find that cybersecurity plays a role within the organization? And does the digitization of use of products and services across the board bring an extra risk to the business that you do?
Absolutely. I would say that it brings extra risk. And so now people have to work into their plans what sort of cybersecurity strategies they have to be able to cope and deal if that were to ever happen, where that was not something that we thought of before. And even making transactions with different vendors and companies overseas, because you're sharing some very um, confidential information when it comes to financial transactions. And so making sure that businesses are beefing up their security measures when they are making those sorts of transactions with other companies outside of their own company. But like we know, cybersecurity measures, can affect people within their countries and outside of their countries as well. And so that should definitely now be a part of a business's plan. Cybersecurity is going to be something for us to look out for and to incorporate.
For sure.
Hmm.
I think that with the risk of um, persons accessing information and hacking, and just there's so much things that that you keep in your systems that is personal information to your clients that are vulnerable to, the world wide web, and just how open things can be, or just, how easily accessible it can be for some of these people. It's important to make sure we have those systems in place in order to protect that information, because anyway, somebody can contact you. I just saw recently how
Hmm.
artificial intelligence is used to pretend to be, to use to mimic someone's personality and talk, and so they can
Wow.
call you, and you'll have a client that their voice, you think you're speaking to that client, but it can be somebody who is completely not them, and they can complete transactions, and they sound exactly like the person, and you've been somewhat defrauded in a sense, and so we have to be careful about how we use the technology, and how we
Hmm.
engage, and how we protect that information. And also technology, your business is very high in supply chain management and
Hmm.
logistics, right?
Hmm.
Especially with innovations like IoT. Do you implement any blockchain technologies, or are you guys looking at new technologies to allow you to really manage how your supplies are coming through, and the ease of that part of your business?
No, we have not gone that route yet. But I'm sure as the information and knowledge becomes more frequent and user friendly, I think people will definitely veer in that direction. Again, your customers are always looking for a quicker speed response, interaction, and even options for payment, right?
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Payment and currency. Yeah. So,
Absolutely. That was one topic that I wanted to touch on. I think
mhm,
the payment space is growing so fast in the technology side. Having options to use other forms of of payment to
mhm,
buy products and services is so key with your business growing, especially to reach that demographic that is coming up now who use like cryptocurrencies and digital assets in order to engage with consumer spending. And so I've seen that a lot of companies are moving to platforms that allow for persons to use their wallets and other digital assets to buy products.
mhm.
And that's another great way for you to be able to engage and to ensure that you're reaching every client
Yeah.
when, in need. And so I feel like um, more or less online is more where you see that being engaged, not so much on the ground in brick and mortar. And I preface that to say, you know, is there a thought to even have some of these companies that are on the ground and you can walk and touch and feel, but moving them to a digital platform only solely and doing business online? And do you think that that's a clue way that, or to move, or even to move your business into that space, to deal with overhead costs and things of that nature?
I think every business owner should evaluate the product that they provide, in knowing, what sort of product should be part of a e-commerce platform. Because I know for us, not every product will be able to be part of that platform, because sometimes it can be very specialized where people have to trial and error, or trial certain items. But I definitely think there are some items and products, particularly in the medical supply area, where it's just a standard product. And if we're moving the way that technology is moving, it definitely has to be an addition, an addendum, a support. E-commerce or technology, it has to be a support, or part of your retail market.
For sure. Um, your, I think when you look at that space and you say, okay, um, here are the products that I think will be able to transition well online, and here are the
Mhm.
products that I know for sure people have to walk in store, like try
Mhm.
on shoes, orthopedic
Yes.
shoes, or
Yes.
beds, or things of that nature. You may have the website available for people to see what you have and then transition into coming to a brick and mortar. But
Yes.
right, so you're right,
That's
100%.
what I was saying. Both of them can complement each other. I mean, in this case, I mean, it's different from, you'd see a shirt, you like a shirt, you can kind of guess what sort of size you wear, and you can just buy it online and it gets shipped to you. So this is a sort of a different industry, where a client may even order something and the item is huge, and then they have to return it. So it's always best to have the opportunity to be able to see, to try, prior to even engaging online. But there are products that definitely can be sold online, where you have it and it's a repeat item that you're having to buy all the time.
And
So
you
there's
do
sort
a
of
lot of.
repeat items. There's repeat items that you're buying weekly, monthly. Yes, that's the way to go, I would say, particularly in the area of tech,
Oh
technology.
yeah. So automating purchasing, and so that you have that continuous supply coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great tip for
Yes.
persons who are needing, I particularly like especially, I give you an example. When I first had my baby,
Mm-hmm.
I know I needed diapers
Yes.
consistently. And
Correct.
so, technology platforms like Amazon have
Mm-hmm.
the ability for you to put it on subscription, and you can reorder, and it will just come to your
Absolutely.
house. So you don't have to think about it. It's already on its way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, in the medical field, it's so important for you to be able to have those repeat orders, so that you, if you need gauze or anything particular like that, it's already
Mhm.
on staple order. So, I mean, your business is growing so fast. People are always in need of medical supplies. Where do you see your company going in the future when it comes to facilitating your transactions and on a technology platform and managing your business? And how do you think it's going to change as time goes on?
The other thing, I think there's always room for growth. There's always room for growth, particularly with technology constantly changing. I know I did not mention earlier that I also have a certification in assistive technology. So even the equipment that people use to maximize their abilities and skills, um, people are going to be able to do things right from their homes, right? So whether it's ordering directly from their home, right now we have access to computers, laptops, iPhones. I see Elon Musk just recently launched what was it? Something that an implant, right? People ordering stuff from an implant.
Yeah,
Uh,
Amazon has it where you just scan your wrist
you
when you
just
walk into
scan
the
your wrist. You
store.
just pay right now. I
Pay with
mean,
your wrist.
paying with your wrist, paying with your phone. I mean, that access is phenomenal.
Yes.
And so I do
I,
see those sorts of things changing the way that people do business.
yeah, near field communications is what is the technology, and a lot of people are trying to find ways to get it to the masses, really, in order for people to easily transact. Soon we'll be just looking at something in the store and blink and you purchased it, like I dream of genie, But hey, I mean, I've seen so many different variations of how you can buy products, and now with the metaverse and people buying tangible products and then buying products also in the metaverse and technologies that allow you to do that. I
Hmm.
mean, commerce is going to be so interactive and beyond things that we can think of today, and it happens so fast. Technology changes so fast, but to keep up with
Hmm.
it is what's most important when you have a business that is heavily dependent on purchasing,
Sure.
and also services.
Hmm.
So, entrepreneurs out there, if technology is something that you're not yet hip to, get on the
Get
train,
on board,
get
please.
on board, because listen, the technology will leave you behind.
It will leave you behind. It will leave you
It
behind.
will leave you
And
behind,
even the educational portion, Simone, people staying on top of what options are available tech wise, keeping yourself informed, keeping yourself educated, because if not, we talk about technology leaving you behind. If you're not on top of it, it will leave you behind.
It certainly would.
Yeah.
So, Tinee, I want to thank you for being here today, talking about how technology changes the way we do business. It certainly has changed the way we done business in the past 10 years, and I know it will continue to change the way we do business moving forward. But I appreciate your sentiments and the
Mhm.
conversation today. Amazing. And I hope to have you back next time, to talk more about how you're using technology and what things are changing within your business. So thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be a part of Tech Hour and
Thank
talk
you.
about how technology changes the way that we do business. It definitely has. It definitely will continue to evolve. And so get on board is what we say. Yeah.
That's right. Get on board. And ladies and gentlemen, that is another episode of Tech Hour. I'm your host, Simone Smith Bean. And as always, be great and do good in technology.
Strong enough to take the pain.